Do you remember when you were a kid and how the smallest of things would keep you occupied for hours? Or how your life was before you got your phone? Do you remember what it feels like to sit out in nature for hours at a time without needing something to hold your attention? Do you remember what it's like to be unstimulated? In the modern world, we are stimulated more than our brains can handle. We are overstimulated. We live in a world where everything is trying to keep your attention, and the only way to do that is by giving you things that are more and more powerful, more and more stimulating, and hold your attention for longer. So we've built up to this space where you need constant stimulation. But is this right? Over the past week, I've set out to unstimulate myself, because if I'm being honest, over the past month leading up to this week, I felt myself needing more and more stimulation, more and more new things to hold my attention for longer. It was starting to make a negative impact on my life. This was a problem. I couldn't really focus anymore. I was having difficulty just being in the present moment. So this week, I went total unstimulated. No music. I haven't listened to music for a week, except yesterday, because that was the end of the week. No social media, no YouTube, which I can't remember the last time in like 2 to 3 years that I haven't not been on YouTube for like a whole week. No junk food, no TV, no video games, basically just nothing that I feel like stimulates me outside of my own body. I basically just tried to do things, and I had this mindset of just doing things that felt boring, which is like kind of funny to say, but that's the things that are unstimulating and that bring you back to the present moment and bring you back to peaceful moments. Those are the unstimulating things. So this was a lot of just like sitting in nature, reading, taking walks, bike rides, surfing, writing, all the things that just aren't trying to hold your attention, but they're actually great for you. And this may have been the best decision I've ever made. Let's get into that. Now, what is stimulation? Stimulation is basically anything that is outside of yourself, like your sight, or your smelling, or your hearing, or your touch. To be completely unstimulated, you have to be in like a black room where you can't see anything, you can't hear anything, you can't smell anything, you can't touch anything. That'd be like complete unstimulation. And the stimulation that we've evolved for thousands of years to get used to is like finding a berry in a bush or seeing a deer that you could go hunt. That was like the most stimulating part of your day. That's how we have evolved. And now in the modern day, we have all this stimulation. So from this, determine, do you think that you're getting the right amount of stimulation or too much stimulation? How truly present are you? We as humans create routines. We go to the same places every single day. We do the same things. We see the same people. We eat the same thing. And while routines are amazing and they help us make sense of this spectacular world, we become locked in these routines. And we see these same things and we do these same things every single day. So we have become acclimatized to them. And these things are no longer as stimulating as they once were. But imagine if you locked yourself in this black room, or you unstimulated yourself, or like you were born yesterday, and then you went through your current routine. How amazing would that feel? Everything that you saw, everything that you did would feel like a miracle. That is the power that unstimulation has, and that is the thing that you can do to your own life. If you unstimulate yourself for a little bit every single day, it's like a muscle, you have to work it. And then you can go throughout your routine, and your life becomes beautiful, and your life becomes a miracle. This is the promise of unstimulation. I feel like this especially happens a lot with music. Music is this beautiful, amazing, truly powerful thing. And a lot of us play it for hours and hours on end, without ever stopping to truly sit down and listen to it and take it in. But imagine if you couldn't listen to music for a day, or for a week, or for a whole month. And then you came back and you listened to one beat or one song or your favorite album. That would feel like the greatest thing you have ever done. The music would feel so fresh and alive, and it'd motivate you to get up and dance. That's what music should be. So take a step back from music, take a break from everything, unstimulate yourself. But you have to work it like a muscle. Maybe start with 5 minutes a day, or 10 minutes a day, or 15 or 20, where you just sit and you're completely unstimulated. And a great way to do this is by going out in nature. Nature is where we belong. Nature is how we have evolved for thousands of years. Nature should be the most stimulation that we should ever get in a day. So start taking breaks in nature and just sit there and observe and become unstimulated and start working your way up. And maybe go without music for a day. And then after that, you can come back to it and you feel the true beauty and the power of it. That's how unstimulation can change your life. So here are some other great unstimulating activities that you can do alongside sitting in nature and just being there. Start meditating. Meditating is one of those things where it just brings you so much peace and it completely unstimulates you. And like once you come back and open your eyes from a meditation session, everything has a different feel about it. Everything looks a little bit brighter and a little bit more beautiful. Or journaling and emptying your thoughts out onto the page so that your mind is calm and present. Or taking walks and just observing the beauty of nature and taking adventure walks and going somewhere new. Like this week, some of the most stimulating parts of my day have just been taking walks out in nature, and like if I found a new trail, I'd be like, oh, that's so sick, I've never been down this trail before, I should go down it. Just sitting and observing and having thinking time, or just being somewhere without having this need for constant stimulation. Like the next time you're out and about and you have that urge to pull out your phone, which you don't even know why you're pulling out your phone, just to have that little boost of attention, just leave it in your pocket or leave it on the table and know that I'm becoming unstimulated right now, and that makes my life more beautiful. And just sit there and have that positive thought to yourself and look around and realize what a beautiful world that you live in. A beautiful world that doesn't need to be stimulating, and it can be truly amazing. Alright, now that we've talked about what is stimulation and how to unstimulate yourself by like taking 5-minute breaks out in nature or taking walks or journaling or just sitting there and being there with your thoughts and with the beauty of the world, now we're going to move on to some of the actual like truly positive, amazing benefits in your life. Alright, so one of the first truly amazing benefits of becoming present and unstimulating yourself is focus. Focus is one of those things that absolutely changes your life. Anything and everything that you want and your success in that will be determined by your level of focus and concentration on that thing. Like imagine if there were two people. One is overstimulated and the other is present and unstimulated, and they're both trying to study for this upcoming test that they have. The unstimulated person would just be able to sit there, and this is like the most stimulating part of their day. This is the most fun they've had all day. This feels like a reward to them. While the overstimulated person, they might have to listen to music, which like if the wrong song comes on, they'll have to change it, and in their subconscious mind it's kind of distracting them. Or they'll have to like take breaks to check social media because they feel like they're missing out, or they need that little bit of attention and stimulation. Compare these two people. Who do you think is going to have more success in their studies? Who do you think is going to do better on the test? Unstimulation brings focus, and focus brings success. Unstimulation makes hard work feel like play. Your life becomes truly beautiful and amazing when you become present and unstimulate yourself. You start to view the world with this sense of gratefulness and gratitude for every piece of grass or tree or bird chirping. You start to view the world like a miracle every little moment, and you're so thankful for it. It's truly one of the most amazing things you can do. And think about it. Me telling you this makes you get on YouTube less, and therefore watch my videos less. Although, I hope you come back and watch my videos still after you have become present and unstimulated, because I was the one who told you about it in the first place and helped to shift your mindset and your ideas about this. But this thing is truly powerful, and I really hope that you implement it in your life. It brings so much beauty and peace and appreciation and love for your life. Within this stimulation, we also see a lot of perfection. We see someone posting their perfect highlight reel or their best day or their results, when in reality, that's only what it is, a highlight reel. Their day-to-day life probably looks pretty similar to ours. They wake up, they're kind of sleepy, they go do the things that they have to do, they eat, and then they go back to bed. They live day-to-day lives just like us, but we see that their life is perfect, when in reality it is much similar to ours. Like, same thing with this video. This recording might be an hour to an hour and a half, and I might cut it down to like 20 or less minutes. I don't know, I'll flash up the actual times right now. But I'm showing you the highlight reel because that's what people want to see. You are not stimulated by the everyday tasks, but that is what you must be doing. There are everyday tasks that you must be stimulated by, or else you think that you need this perfect highlight reel in your everyday life over and over again, when in reality that can never be possible, unless you start by unstimulating yourself and start building to find that focus and find that success. The most successful people in the world are unstimulated. They chose a couple of things to focus on. They didn't stimulate themselves with all the many wonders that the world promises. They chose a couple things, they chose less things, and they found more with their results and with their focus. And by unstimulating themselves, they got ahead. So unstimulating yourself brings focus. It brings beauty to your life. It brings joy to your life. It brings success. Unstimulation brings so much positive benefits. The only negative is you don't even miss out, but you feel like you're missing out. But in reality, what are you missing out on? The highlight reel that's going to make you feel bad? The piece of content that is going to make you feel like you're not doing enough with your life? When you go to nature and when you sit or when you take a walk, you feel so happy and you truly appreciate what beauty life has to offer. Truly changing your life starts with becoming unstimulated. It brings all these positive emotions, and I truly encourage you to try this. Like yesterday when I started listening to music again, I just sat in my room for a solid hour and listened to my favorite songs and just appreciated their beauty, and they brought so much joy to my life. Because I was unstimulated before and then I came back to it and it felt like the most amazing thing ever. So start building up day by day, take more and more time to unstimulate yourself and bring joy back to the everyday life, back to the everyday things that are truly beautiful and amazing. Not being on social media for the past week has brought presence and happiness to my life. I don't feel so overwhelmed by all this success that other people have and this perfection that they show online. And I can just take a step back and truly appreciate my life and feel confident about myself and my life and how beautiful it is. Take a step back and appreciate what you have today, what your life is like today. Unstimulate yourself and you'll find success, you'll find focus, you'll find happiness. And so this is my action step for you today. Go throughout all of today or all of tomorrow and ask yourself in your head this question of, what could I do right now that would be the most unstimulating task? Or when you get home, just sit and view nature for an hour or 5 minutes, or build your way up. But do this every day. Or maybe for the next week, don't listen to music or get on social media. And then you can obviously come back to those things, but remember the peace and the joy that unstimulation brought. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you unstimulate yourself and bring this amazingness to your life that unstimulation promises. And remember, you can't change your life until you change what's in here. You got this.